Have you ever had the idea of setting up your own country? You've got a list of things that you might need and you think, easy peasy, I'm going to set up my own country. I won't have to pay taxes, I won't have to join the military, I could be a king, I could be my own president. Well, some people have in fact done that, or they've at least tried their very best to do that. A micronation is a country which is very, very small, as you could probably guess from the name. Some of these are set up for very silly reasons, like to get out of paying tax to a country, or to get out of doing national service, or to make a point about the laws that a country has made. So someone decides they don't like the laws of a country, they're just going to make their own country and make up their own laws, which is fair enough. But some of them are set up for very silly reasons, and these are the ones that I think are the most interesting. One of these micronations is called Sealand. Yes, Sealand, it seems like it doesn't make sense, but yes, Sealand. Sealand has lots of different things that you would expect a country to have. They have their own flag, they have their own pretty cool coat of arms, they have their own football team, which is probably better than Scotland's, but that's not the point. They have lots of different things that you would expect a country to have. But the one thing they don't have is land. The sea part of Sealand is probably taking centre stage here. They are a platform. The entire country is built on a platform that was built during the Second World War. It was supposed to put big gun turrets on it so that if someone invaded the UK, they would have some gun turrets there to point at them and shoot them. But when the founders of Sealand, this guy Patrick Bates mainly, found that the platform that was built here was actually outside of British waters, it was in international waters, he decided that he was just going to claim that for himself. They took him to court and then found that yes, in fact, this actually was international waters and you could claim it as your own country, so he did. Then there is the Protectorate of Westarctica. This is formed of the only part of Antarctica that is unclaimed by anyone. So this person right here, Travis McHenry, has just decided to claim the little part of Antarctica that isn't claimed by anyone. You might think it would be pretty easy, just pick a bit of Antarctica that nobody lives on, use that as your country, and there, hey presto, you've got a country. But nowadays there is something called the Antarctic Treaty that means that no new claims on Antarctica can be made. So Travis is a little bit out of luck here, I'm afraid, so nobody is going to recognise Travis's Protectorate of Westarctica. This is the Crown Dependency of Forvik. Forvik was started by a guy called Stuart Hill, who decided that this island of Forvik is not part of the UK and is not part of the European Union, but instead it is own little crown dependency. He didn't go full-blown independence, so he had what was kind of called a declaration of dependence, but that meant that it would have the same sort of status as the Isle of Man or the Falkland Islands. They're their own little thing, but still kind of connected to the UK government. The name Forvik doesn't actually mean anything, doesn't actually come from anything. Stuart Hill wanted to kind of go for a bit of a Norse vibe, to give it a bit of, I guess, historical weight. Other islands around here have links to Old Norse, like Orkney and Shetland, once occupied by Vikings. They were Viking territories, and looking at the two flags, you can see that they still hold Norse roots. But then looking at the flag that he's picked, Stuart Hill has picked for Forvik, you can see definitely he was trying to cash in a little bit on this legitimacy that he might have gotten from being Old Norse, but doesn't mean anything. One of the most famous and perhaps the silliest of them all is this Republic of Molossia, which is about 1.2 acres of land in Dayton, Nevada, or it used to be Dayton, Nevada, I suppose, because it's its own country. It's surrounded by the USA, and they have their own currency, their own laws, and this guy, Kevin Bach, was the person who founded Molossia. He is the leader of Molossia. Was kind of upset about some of the weird laws that were being made in the USA, so he decided to take his 1.2 acres of land that he had in Dayton, Nevada, and turn it into the Republic of Molossia. You can probably see from the way that he's dressed that he doesn't take this very seriously at all. And in fact, they have some of these weird laws that show you that it definitely isn't taken seriously at all. For example, if you take a nuclear weapon into Molossia and detonate that nuclear weapon, you get a fine. Molossia has banned a lot of stuff. They have banned firearms, ammunition, explosives, which probably make a bit of sense, but they've also banned fresh spinach, they've banned catfish, they've banned salesmen, they've banned missionaries, and they've banned everything from Texas, with the exception of Kelly Clarkson. A lot of countries in the world have their currency tied to a commodity, so like it used to be that the US dollar was tied to gold, so that when you had a dollar, you were owed some portion of gold, how much a dollar was worth at that time. In Molossia, their currency is tied to cookie dough, so you could use cookie dough as currency in Molossia to buy whatever you like. Well, these micronations are mostly silly, mostly people taking the mick, and mostly people having a joke. Some of them are a little bit serious, like activism wise, but if you were going to try and make your own micronation, you could join these guys. Take a leaf out of these guys' book, I guess. Thanks for watching.